What are these?
Dung beetle.
Oh, I remember when they were cheese and onion or plain. I suppose they call them something disgusting to appeal to the kids. They're just spiced up prawn cocktail flavour, aren't they?
No, they're small black beetles that eat dung.
Still makes a nice change from Ella's cooking.
What's going on?
I don't want to go to the reunion with your father. I can't face the likes of Marjorie Wallace with old misery guts hanging limply off my arm. I want people to think I've achieved something. So I'm going to ask Piers to go as my partner instead.
What? Poor Dad!
Shh! Mum's the word.
Yeah, for scheming cow.
Have a drink of water.
I'll just bring you one in.
Who's that?
He looked very familiar.
Really? He's,
Olaf, a neighbour's boy. We're looking after him. And his big brother, Thor.
Sharp! Oh. Should you be doing that on sterilised premises?
Our passion knows no boundaries.
You tell her, camel breath.
Piers, I hope you don't mind me just barging in. What are you doing?
It's a new treatment for head lice. You know me, I refuse to prescribe anything for my patients unless I've tried it myself first.
Warm chestnut hair colour for men. You figure, Piers, you're dyeing your hair.
Oh, please don't tell anyone, I beg you. See, my entire television career is based on my boyish good looks. If anyone should discover that I'm going prematurely grey...
Silly boy, you don't have to beg. Oh, go on then. It's years since a man begged me for anything.
Can I rely on you to keep this to yourself?
Of course. Providing you do something for me.
Oh, God.
oh, no. Arnie!
Hi.
Oh, dear. I see Ollie's hit the terrible 10s. It's like your terrible 2s, except 5 times worse.
Where is my son, and why are you on my ceiling?
Ollie's in his room, and I'm up here because, well, it all started with a game of cards.
You've been teaching him poker?
Snap is so boring for a 10-year-old. Well, before I knew it, I was into him for 75 pounds. I didn't have it, so he levitated me up here.
I couldn't do that till I was 13.
Ollie, let your uncle down now.
Isn't he adorable?
Did you make sure he ate his dung beetles?
I think he ate most of them, but I did catch him hiding some in the magazine rack.
We don't have a magazine rack.
You do now?
Ollie turned Tyler into a magazine rack because he said he was boring.
That old classic.
You can't turn people into furniture just because they're boring. If you could, I'd be working for Dr. Sideboard.
Don't worry, Janet. It's only rearranging molecules, basic quantum physics.
And who taught him that?
He's a smart kid. What was I supposed to do, read him Postman Pat?
It's just a prank.
A prank? The worst I did at his age was to play knockdown ginger.
Excuse me, Janet, but I think deliberately knocking over somebody just because they have an unfortunate hair colour is far worse.
No, never mind. You have to have a strong word with him. Come out here, young man. Your father's home.
What?
You've been a very naughty boy.
So?
So,
What?
don't do it again?
Well, that's telling him, George.
I'm sorry, Janet. I suppose I'm just not a very good dad.
Of course you're a good dad. We're good parents. It's just an extraordinary situation we're dealing with.
You're right. When all is said and done, he's still just our little boy.
All right, Dad.
Despite this dramatic turn of events, you're not all going to forget I'm still a magazine rack, are you?
Mrs. Raven, I have this friend with a teenage son she's having trouble getting close to. How do you connect with your teenagers?
With a cattle prod, mostly.
You haven't tried bonding?
Well, I tied them to the banisters once. That gave me a couple of hours' peace, but then they bit through the rope. Trust me, Janet. Teenage boys are like an alien species.
Is Piers free?
Yes.
You okay, my angel?
Oh, Dad.
Oh, it's all right. I know all about your mother taking Dr. Love to the reunion instead of me. I read her diary. She doesn't hide it. She thinks I'm scared of reading it.
But aren't you?
Only scared of getting caught reading it.
Why aren't you furious?
Well, if your mother wants to put one over Marjorie Wallace and have a moment in the sun, then that is fine by me. Only I may plan to eclipse her.
I'm sorry, Dad, this is important. How's Ollie?
Great. When I left him, he was just off down the pub.
But he's not 18 yet.
He will be by the time he gets there.
He's been eating those dung beetles for 3 days now, and he hasn't stopped growing. I don't think little Miss Top of the Pops has got a clue what she's talking about. I'd like a word, please.
Okay, lighten up, Lydia.
Let's get one.
What's the matter with him?
It's his knee. He's had physio, but nothing seems to be working. Come.
The pain's gone. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's cool, Grandad. Nothing to do with his knee. His 19th vertebrae was out of line and that blocked his neural pathways and put pressure on his cruciate ligament. You know, same old, same old.
You were saying?
I forget. Should we go and see Ollie? Oh my God, Ollie, look at you! When is this going to end?
Not that I'm complaining, love, but I just came to read the meter.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were someone else.
Oh, shame.
Janet, you really need to calm down.
Ollie, are you in there? Oh, Lord!
I'll call you. Okay, Debbie?
Fine.
Sorry, Mum. I wasn't expecting you.
That's mine and your father's bed, you know.
Well, I could hardly use mine, could I?
Aren't you going to say something?
That's my boy.
Excuse me, can we get on with the checkup, please? It's just I'm due for a body piercing at 4.
Hi.
Don't even think about it.
He needs to be taught to respect women.
I'm sure he respects Debbie. And the other two he had here earlier. Hey, Ollie, I've got the last 2 tickets for Real Madrid Barcelona. Kick off in an hour.
Excellent.
He's a great lad, isn't he? Just relax.
I can't. I'm on tenterhooks. I don't know what he's going to look like from 1 minute to the next.
Oh my God, no!
Oh, George, what is it?
Well, there's some good news. Probably what you might think is bad news, but then there's some more good news.
What's the good news?
The condition's stabilised. Your child is not going to get any older.
And the bad news?
I think you'd better come out. Hi, Mum. Hi, Dad.
Ollie?
Olivia, actually. Ollie's undergone a gender switch, which can happen when Ultroni kids get ill.
And what's the other good news?
She's a size 10, so you two can swap wardrobes.
Hi, Olivia.
Oh, hi, Dad.
It's very strange you being a girl.
This comes a bit of a surprise to me. I mean, yesterday I had a 5 o'clock shadow, and today I've got a bikini line.
Well, we can still chat, though, and get on the same way we did when you were Ollie.